What's up, everybody? I'm Jeff Williams, and welcome back to Create Your Opportunity podcast, where I sit down with individuals who I believe are real difference makers in their respective industries. During these interviews, we'll dive into my guests' journeys, learn what keeps them motivated, and break down how they create opportunities for themselves, and hopefully giving you, the viewers, the opportunity and the blueprint and motivation to do it for yourself. My guest today is philanthropist, spokesman, and star point guard of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Jordan McLaughlin, aka J Mac. How you doing, man?
I'm good, Jeff. How you doing?
Doing well. I appreciate you taking the time. You obviously it's during the season, so you're on the road. I really appreciate you taking the time. Are you in Denver right now?
Yeah, yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, so like I said, I really appreciate you taking the time, and you got a game tomorrow and then the next night. So it's just a blessing to get a chance to talk to you and catch up because we've obviously had a chance to talk before this, but this is the first time we're talking on my podcast. So I just really appreciate you taking time out and doing that. But let's just jump right into it. You've been in the league for 4 years now. You're not a rookie anymore. You're with the Minnesota Timberwolves. How has your experience been like in all, like the first 4 years with the Timberwolves? We'll do it that way. First 4 years in the full league. How's that experience been like for you?
Yeah, no, it's been fun, man. It's been a blessing. There could be other situations, and I'm thankful to be in the position that I'm in. I've worked really hard to get here, and being with the Timberwolves, it's been a lot of fun to really essentially grow up there. My first 4 years in the NBA, and to get to know the city, the community, the organization, from the bottom up. It's been fun. It's been a great 4 years, and I'm excited to be there.
That's what's up. And it's fun to watch as a fan. It seems like you guys really have like a fun culture about you and a fun like youthful group.
Mhm.
One of those years that you've been out there was the COVID season, and I hate to like give it that name, but it was a season that you guys had during when COVID was very rampant, I guess.
Yeah.
How was that situation like? Because I know you went from playing in front of crowds, playing in front of all different like arenas and everything, to just playing in like a quiet court, kind of
Yeah.
back to the young days when you're just like playing with your friends. How
Right.
was how was that?
Yeah, no, that year was extremely tough. There was a lot of um guidelines and stuff that we had in play, not only, on the court, but off the court. We had to wake up and test 6, 7 a.m. every morning, test before the game, test after the game. Like it would seem like we were testing, every 6, 7 hours. And we weren't able to go out on the road. When we checked in our hotels, we were supposed to stay in our hotel, and that was it, and not allowed to have friends and family come into our hotel and say hi to us if I'm going back home to LA. I'm not allowed to see my family at that time. So it was a very rough time. And then during games, like you said, there's no fans, and a lot of times fans play a big role into a lot of teams wins and losses. And playing at home, that's supposed to be home court advantage, and you don't have those fans making noise when you go on a run or make a great play. And so the dynamic of it was very different. But nonetheless, it was still fun. You're out there doing what you love to do. So it was just a lot of little tedious things that we had to compromise with in order to play.
Definitely. And I was gonna ask you this about just being in the NBA in general and you traveling so much, but especially during COVID, what do you guys do, or especially during the COVID season? But what do you guys do now to like stay busy and stay just entertained? Because right now
Mhm.
you're in a hotel in Denver. Tomorrow you're gonna be back in Minnesota, but you're gonna be traveling. You go to different cities all the time. What do you
Yeah.
guys do to like stay busy and stay entertained?
Mhm. Yeah, a lot of the guys, we hang out together. We have dinner at pretty much almost everywhere we land. Somebody may say like, "Hey, I'm going to dinner at this time. If you want to come, come through." Uh, Sometimes we're able to, which is the great part of this life. Sometimes we're able to have movie screenings on a couple movies before they reach the general public. So there's a lot of cool things that come with it. And then in some of the bigger cities, New York, Texas, LA, a lot of guys go out and go shopping. So it's a couple different things we do. It just depends on the city.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That sounds like a good time and a great bonding experience, and just opportunities to just to better like the culture and everything amongst you guys. So I kind of want to. We talked about some of the NBA. I kind of want to bring it back and go back to your history a little bit because you're born and raised in California, Pasadena. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, because Google's correct then. So born in Pasadena and then going to high school in Rancho Cucamonga. How was growing up here and being in LA, and then like what got you into basketball? Because there's so much other things in Los Angeles and LA and just like California. There's so many opportunities for everything. So what got you into basketball?
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, growing up, I played football, baseball, and basketball. Those are kind of like three sports I kind of tended to. And for me, I'll say I was pretty good at all three of them, honestly. And as I'm playing each one, I'm like trying to figure out which one I like the most. And so basketball, well, I'll start with baseball. So baseball, I was kind of at the age where you're playing and they're moving you different positions every game. And and then football, I kind of played wide receiver, punt return, kick return, safety. I played both sides of the
Mm,
ball. And then basketball, I played point guard. And for me, I always wanted the ball in my hands. Like I always wanted the ball. Like I didn't play pitcher, didn't play quarterback, so the ball wasn't always in my hands. And basketball was the one sport that kind of allowed that, being the point guard, and then also just the pace of it. Being up and down. And football, there's a huddle after every play. Baseball, you're standing in the outfield, kind of just waiting for a pop fly to come your way. So those two sports were just a little too slow for me. And then basketball is something I was really good at and something I loved. Just worked every single day at it, and it met all my criteria, so I stuck with it.
that's what's up. And so you come from or your school kind of has a lot of notable NBA stars, MLB. You have a record producer. You have a Miss California, and then I was just looking at the notable list. I'm like, is
Yeah.
I thought it was like crazy at first, and I was like, but we're in Los Angeles. I don't know if this is normal, so I got to ask you, like, is that normal to just like have a bunch of notable people at your school, and then like what if it isn't normal? What's like growing? What is that like growing up?
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, so being in born in Pasadena and then going to high school at Etiwanda out in the Inland Empire area, and then jumping to USC for college. There's a lot of kids, a lot of talent that comes out of the Inland Empire area. And all sports, like you said, football, basketball, baseball, tennis, soccer, like every single sport, there's at least one or two people at the least. And then yeah, LA as well is just there's a lot of talent in California. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean that's something that's kind of around every day. And when you get a lot of competitive people playing against each other, that allows everybody to play at the highest level and brings the best out of everybody. So yeah, I guess you can say it's pretty normal.
So speaking about being competitive, were is it safe to say that you were the best one out of your school? Because there's some other NBA stars, and I was like, I don't want to name names, but there's some other NBA stars that's come out of your school. But in my
Mhm.
opinion, you the best. But I just want to ask you.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I like to think of myself as the best. But like you said, we've had some really good talents. Some that I know and kind of talk to on the regular. Darren Collison, Jeff Pendergraph, Marvin Jones on football side. Couple other guys, Keyshawn Nixon, he's with Green Bay now. So it's a lot of guys that came out of the Inland Empire, Etiwanda area that have made it to the professional level.
That's what's up. My next question was gonna be like, have you played against any of them? Because I believe Kessler Edwards is right after you, right?
Mhm. Yep.
So like you never really played against him, or
I
did you like?
I haven't got a chance to play against him in the NBA.
Okay,
I played with his brother on my high school team my senior year. But no, I haven't got a chance to play against him. Our teams have played against each other, but he might have been in the G League, or I might have been in
yeah,
the G League, or I might have been hurt and he was playing, wasn't playing. So we haven't been able to match up yet. But at the end of the day, it's cool to see us both in the league at this stage.
100%. And like we talked about, you were obviously highly recruited coming out of college or coming out of high school. You had multiple different offers. You had Kansas, UCLA, and USC. What made you want to go to USC? Because was it what made you want to go to USC? And then what was the recruiting process like with Andy Enfield? Is that his last name?
Yeah, yep, Andy and Phil, yep. No, it was super dope. I mean, the recruiting process is for most is fun. For me, it was kind of just annoying and stressful because I'm not one to like, the college coaches, their job is to, keep you in the loop and keep you entertained, hit you up like, hey, we want you here, we'll do what we can to get you here. We want you to play this. They're giving their big old pitch on it, and they're basically calling you every other week or every week. And for
Yeah.
me, I'm just like, I get it. You want me, like, it's cool. Let me, weigh out my options. And when that time comes, I'll let you know and get to you. So for them to always, be calling, it was kind of a drag. But again, it's a fun process. Don't get me wrong. But I do things a little bit differently. So, but no, Coach Enfield, once Coach Enfield had come in to the USC program, he had brought guys like Tony Bland, Jason Hart, Kevin Norris over there. And with them recruiting me, you got two former NBA guards. If I go there, they're able to help develop me and get me to that next level, which is where I want to be. So you get two guys like that, two LA guys as well, that can show me the ropes and push me to get to where I want to get to. And Coach Enfield saying, trust and believe that, when you get here, you'll be starting, you'll be playing a lot of minutes. I'll let you play through your mistakes. We want to play fast. We want to play run and gun, throw alley-oops. We want to bring USC back to the Nick Young, DeMar DeRozan type days. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, I'm with that. And it's right down the street from home. So I was able to come to all the games. It's just an hour drive away. So, and then my biggest thing was the schooling as well. School like USC, you can't do no wrong. Like once I'm done playing, all I got to do is pick up the phone and make a call to one of the alumni or any of my former classmates. And, boom, I'm at the top of the charts in any work organization really that I want to be in. So I had the best of both worlds on the court and off the court there.
So I'm gonna kind of jump around because I had a question about. I saw you got your master's recently, and I'm gonna have a question. Congratulations, first off.
Appreciate it.
And so has that always been like a plan when going like picking a school? Was it like to education was a huge part of that and figuring out like a long-term plan?
Yeah, it definitely was. But well, at the time, like my biggest thing, so I knew I wanted to graduate early. So graduating early, I graduated my undergrad in 3 years, and then I wanted to leave that fourth year. So now you could kind of transfer whenever you want, however you want, red shirt, transfer portal, all that stuff. So it was crazy. But like at the time then, if you wanted to transfer, if you transferred after you graduated, you'd be a grad transfer and you could play right away. So I always kind of wanted to have that option in my back pocket if, things didn't really work out for me at USC, which is why, I chose to get my degree done in 3 years. And then with everything going so smooth and well at USC, I just ended up working towards my master's that fourth year there. And then just how I finished it up was I switched over to the online program and then just took one class every summer. So I'm playing in the NBA. Once season's over, I'm enrolling in summer classes, and now I'm in summer school. So I did that for the next 4 years after I had graduated. And like you said, ended up finishing last year, got my undergrad and master's paid for all by USC. So that was definitely my goal.
That's really cool. You can't beat that. Paid for education, something they can't take away from you. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, you obviously did work off the court, but on the court, you were first team All Pac-12 selection. You led UFC to the NCAA tourney twice, and like you're the third Pac-12 player to ever record 600 assists and 1,600 points over your career. That you did some shit. I mean, like you did some stuff, and it's really cool to see. What, like, obviously those are some high accomplishments, but what are like some of your fondest moments being at USC, and just it could be off the court, it could be on the court, but just what's been some of your fondest moments there?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, all of that, graduating, meeting my, wife now, at the time, my girlfriend there, meeting
Congrats.
her there, appreciate it. Yeah. So, It was a lot that went on at USC that I'm proud of, and I mean, but the biggest thing, other than my wife and my masters, is being able to turn that program around and giving that fan base, that community, something to cheer for the next couple of years. After I left, the team was still trended in the right direction, and they still are. So for them to be a remaining top 25 program over these past couple of years is what I set out to do there for the basketball side of things. And, I'm just happy for Coach Infield, the program, the fans, Galen Center, everybody, that whole community, they deserve it. So I'm happy for that.
And before we leave and stop talking about your college time, I want to ask you, USC and UCLA, they just joined the Big Ten. How do you feel about that move? It's
Yeah.
it's a lot different than the Pac-12. I was born in Ohio, so like it has Ohio State, it got some bigger teams. So like, how do you feel about that matchup in basketball and in football, or in just all sports?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting. We all know what it's about. It's about the money at the end of the
Yeah.
day. That's what it's always about. It's gonna be tough for them to, travel to the Midwest. I'm not sure how they're gonna plan that out yet, but traveling and then handling the school side of things, that's tough. But what it does allow is for, the West Coast to now get some love, because, they'll be playing on Central Time or East Coast
Mm-hmm.
time zones, whereas when they play on the West Coast, but when we were playing at USC, 7 p.m. games, that's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. So a lot of people don't see the actual game. They just go and look at the box score and be like, oh, USC lost by,
Yep.
5. It's like, and at the end of the day, that's just a loss. And that really hurt. It really hurts a lot of the West Coast teams when it comes to rankings and putting them in the tournament and all that type of stuff. And so it's a great opportunity for now, different viewers and different audiences to now see, the West Coast teams compete against these, Big Ten schools at elite level. And so it's gonna be tough, but it'll be fun and interesting to see how it works.
Definitely. And I'm biased. I'm gonna definitely be going to more USC and UCLA games now that like Ohio State's playing them. But no, it's gonna be cool to see, because like you said, there's gonna be more prime time opportunities for the for USC. So it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, for sure.
Um and you've obviously had a great experience at USC, making a huge name for yourself. In 2018, you decided to go for the NBA draft. Unfortunately, you didn't get drafted, but you turned that outcome into an opportunity with the Brooklyn Nets.
Mhm.
How was that? How was that transition, and what was that like, getting that opportunity with the Brooklyn Nets?
Yeah, it was great. At the going out of college, going undrafted, that kind of stung a little bit, but I didn't let it knock me down all the way. So I just proceeded to, trust the process, talk to my agent. He told me what we had to do to, make that jump and get to the next level. So I ended up playing summer league with Brooklyn, start learning the, NBA game, NBA pace, how things work. Played summer league with them, went to training camp with the team, played one game preseason, and they cut me. And then from there, I was on their G League team, the Long Island Nets. So I was over with the Long Island Nets, went through the whole season, had a really good season. I probably would have got a 10-day call up if I hadn't gotten injured kind of right before the break. But just continue to stick with it, and then finished up the year really strong. We had a great team there that I'm still in communication with a lot of the guys on that team, because we were so well connected. So it was fun that year. We went to the G League championship, fell short unfortunately, but overall it was a great rookie year for me. And then that next summer, I signed with the Minnesota Timberwolves to go to training camp with them. I have a good summer league playing with them. We went to the championship for the summer league. Unfortunately, we lost again, but a lot of guys on that summer league team played really, really well. And so guys like I was able to earn a 2-way contract out of that. And then Nas Reeves was able to get converted to a regular contract out of that. So we had a great summer league, and it allowed an opportunity for a lot of guys on that team.
That's what's up. And it seemed like a common, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like a common denominator was like you being put in a situation, you working up, I mean, you working and you showing out, and you creating the next opportunity for yourself. Whether it's with the Long Island Nets, or whether it's with Minnesota on the summer league, just earning that next contract, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, yeah, as was I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. Yeah, I was just gonna
Okay,
say, it was just for me, it was just preparation meeting opportunity. Those were all moments that I, prepared for, putting hours into the gym. Even, when I wasn't supposed to be there, I'm still there putting in work. And that work coming to light when that time came, getting my, getting to start for the Minnesota Timberwolves summer league team and leading that group of guys and then playing up and down with the G League team and the main team with the Timberwolves. So yeah, the biggest thing was just preparation, meeting opportunity.
that's what's up. And one player that you might have played against while you were at in Brooklyn, but probably playing against now for sure is Kyrie Irving. You went to his camp when you were younger. What is
Yeah.
it like going to his camp as a young up and coming basketball player to having to be guarded, having to guard him, and that be your assignment for the night?
Yeah, I mean it's crazy, it's crazy how things just come full circle. Like it's crazy how life works. I went to the Kyrie camp. I also went to the LeBron camp when I was younger too. So meeting those guys and looking up to them and then having to go against them now it's just crazy to see. But again, it's a blessing, man. You couldn't ask for it. Got the best job in the world. But yeah, it's so cool. Like it's at the end of the day, it's competing, guys competing to bring out the best in each other. And Kyrie's a tough matchup. So it's always a, fun night to get after it.
Definitely. So I want to talk about your time in Minnesota. Before I talk about the actual players and the team, how
Mhm.
has it been like adjusting to the city? Because you're from California, you're
Yeah,
from the sunny LA, and Minnesota. It could be sunny, but it's not warm. How has your time been out there?
absolutely. It's been fun, man. Like I love the community. They love me. Luckily, that first year out in Brooklyn, that kind of warmed me up to, seeing some cold, some snow and stuff. But the snow compared to Minnesota and New York is two different things, bro. Like I'm saying it's like it gets so cold it literally hurts, bro. Like we may land, like say we play like tomorrow we play in Denver, game at 7, probably be done by 10, get to the plane by 11, land in Minnesota at this is the peak cold hours of the night. So we're landing at like 12, 1 a.m. Man,
Mhm.
I kid you not, one year, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, one of my first years, we landed and it was negative 20 degrees, bro. I was like, there's no way it's this cold right now. So
Nah,
it gets cold, but you kind of manage it. You stay inside as much as you can, go from building to building, and not be outside for too long. But yeah,
I feel like there gotta be some like in a contract perk. Like you live in Minnesota, you get like 10% more. It's like that, like the warm tax or something
right.
like that. It's different out there. I have family that I've never visited because they live in Minnesota, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Um, so it's your fourth season with the Timberwolves. How have you enjoyed? Like we kind of talked about it, but how have you
Mhm.
enjoyed your time? But like, what's the culture like been like there? Because it's a younger crew. You got a
Right.
lot of different, and I mean this in the best way possible. You have a lot of different personalities, and Anthony Edwards and D'Lo and you and I mean Cat and like there's just so many different personalities. How do you guys like? What's the culture like there?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I mean, we've been building it year after year. My first couple years were a little bit rough. We were on the losing side of things, and then we made a couple changes, and we've started to build a winning culture here. We got, like you said, D'Lo and Cat, Rudy, Jaden. We got a lot of guys on this team, a lot of mixed personalities, but the front office has done a great job of putting really great people in this organization, whether it's from the front office side of things or social media people, our social media team, our weight room, training room guys, and then the players as well. So we've had a great mix of guys, and it's been a lot of fun. It's like some people may dread going into work, but with this organization and this team, it's fun to get in there and go work and put in the work to show it on game days. So it's been a great mix and it's been fun.
That's what's up. And so you're one of multiple teammates that like you, Austin Rivers, Cat. You post your entrance fit. And so like you obviously got some style. The one thing that the Timberwolves always talk about is that drip. So who has the best style on the Timberwolves?
Man, I mean, everybody has their own style. So like Ant does his own thing, D'Lo does his own thing, Cat does his own thing, I do my own thing. So I mean, we all got our own, little flavor of drip. So I won't say there's one that's above anybody else. I just say we all excel at, how we dress and how we look.
That's what's up. And I kind of want to ask you this, just because it's been in the news recently. Austin Rivers just recently talked about the AAU kids and how they're like pretty much paying to be on mixtapes and just
Mhm,
the whole mixtape culture. You're
mhm.
from California. You're from an era where if you were good, you were put on a mixtape.
Right.
So, do you have any feelings about like what it is to see these? For example, today I saw on Twitter some third graders doing like this and calling people
I
calling
saw
people
that
short
video.
and stuff. And it's like I told myself, I'm like, first off, you gotta be mad at the coach.
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion. But like, where are you guys coming from as a professional basketball player who actually had to do the work to get on there?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, AR hit the nail on the head. Like, coming up at that time before the social media era, where it's at now. Yeah, only those top guys, top 20, top 30 guys in the class at that point, where the guys getting Balls Life mixtapes and, hoop cultures mixtapes, all that stuff. So and for now to see everybody getting it, it's crazy to see. Like when everybody's posting their clips and all that stuff, they now think they made it, and to be honest, they have it, and it's just, and a lot of it is just for the clickbait, and for them to get their views and likes up and followers, and like they're just doing it for all the wrong reasons. So it's definitely disappointing. But at the end of the day, it's Gen Z and this new social media era, so I get it. But yeah, it's tough to see, but it is what it is.
I feel that. And so from talking about the kids playing basketball to like some grown adults playing basketball, one of my favorite aspects of summer basketball in Los Angeles is the Drew League. It's a staple in Los Angeles. And you were playing in the Drew League. What was
Mhm.
that like being able to play in the Drew League as a person that's from LA?
Yeah, no, I mean it's fun. It's great basketball. In the summer, a lot of pros and college guys are looking for great basketball to be played. And where it's not just pick up and go to seven and then you restart, go to seven again. You're, getting full competitive games against, a lot of people that know how to play basketball the right way and competitively. So the Drew League is definitely something that's really great for a lot of people to showcase their game, and you're able to get a couple different looks from there too as well. There's a lot of scouts, whether it's NBA scouts or overseas scouts, looking at the gameplay there, and so it's a great opportunity for a lot of people to play there. And then being from LA, it just makes it that much better. You're from out there, you've been to a couple games growing up, you know what it is. And when you get in there, it's that action. So be ready to go in there, guns blazing.
That's what's up. And we're leaning towards the end of the interview, so I kind of want to just ask you a couple more questions before we head out.
Mhm.
So obviously we've talked about this throughout the whole theme of the conversation. You had to work to where you are now, and
Mhm.
nothing's ever been given to you. You said there's been like preparation and opportunity.
Right.
And so what has kept you motivated throughout this whole time? Like what keeps you motivated to always better yourself, to always be ready be ready for that opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's my family, my community, friends, family, loved ones. It's just me, not wanting to kind of, disappoint them or, display anything bad, but just always continue to push and be motivated from them. My mom and dad, they sacrificed a lot for me while growing up, taking me to all my practices and all my games and all that, and being there for me until, I was kind of able to do it on my own. Just to kind of, just prove to them that, all this work has paid off. So that's kind of, what motivates me.
That's what's up. And 2022 for Jordan included a wedding,
Mhm.
being married now. What does 2023 look like for Jordan McLaughlin?
Yeah, I mean it's hard to follow up 2022, man. I mean, we went to the playoffs. Me and my wife now got married, bought a house. We did a lot in 2022, but we're just looking to see, what will come in 2023. Just continuing to do the right things, be a great person, just continuing to work hard, and just let the blessings fall where they may. And just as long as we continue to do those things and trust in God, everything will plan out how it's supposed to plan out. So we'll see.
Yeah, and we're here to speak a lot of blessings into fruition. So I'm expecting another playoff run for you guys, and for you to get back on the court healthy, because hopefully that's a speedy recovery as well. And
Appreciate it.
and yeah, before we leave, I told you a little bit at the beginning of the interview. Now it's time. So Jordan, what's your top five all time point guards? Who are your
Yeah.
top five all time point guards?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I know this is gonna be controversial, but Magic's up there. Magic one. This is any order. This is any order. Magic will be in there. Gotta throw Steve Nash in there. Always a big fan of Allen Iverson growing up. Um, I would say Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd's always been a heady point guard. And for that fifth one, I'm gonna say you gotta throw Steph in there. Steph's done changed the game so much. He's very influential in the game, so I'll throw Steph in there.
That's what's up. There you have it. Top five. I appreciate it. I appreciate you taking the time. I mean, it's been great talking to you. It's been great catching up, just hearing about your life, hearing about your story, and just getting motivated by it. Because I mean, like you said, when you have the right people around you, the family around you, you can just stay motivated and you can accomplish things that aren't. I mean, that aren't normal. Being in the NBA is a dream that a lot of people want to do, and you were
Yeah.
able to make that happen. And there was a lot. There weren't doors that were just given to you. You busted them open, and you created that opportunity for yourself. So I just really love watching it. I'm a fan, obviously, and I just really appreciate you. Like I said, I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you for having me, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And yeah, like I said, this is the Create Your Opportunity podcast where we talk to people who are changing the game in their respective fields. Hopefully, you guys took something from this, and we'll be back next time. Have a good one.